So some people have been calling this brave, others have been calling it foolish. I'm a trained professional. I understand the dangers involved. What I'm talking about, of course, is trying to revise 5 business topics in just 5 minutes. I believe that we can do it. So turn off Keeping Up with the Kardashians, put the Xbox controller down. You give me 5 minutes and I can make you a better business student. So we'll start with margin of safety. We know that the break-even level of output is the number of products the organization needs to sell in order to cover its total costs. A business may find once it's up and running, it actually performs better than its break-even level of output. If you're selling more products than you need to break even, it's referred to as having a margin of safety. So you could get asked to calculate the margin of safety in your exams. If that's the case, it's a very, very simple sum. You take your level of output that you are selling, your actual level of output, you deduct from that your break-even level of output, it leaves you with a margin of safety. So you're selling 1,000 products a month. Your break-even level of output was 800 products a month. You're selling more than you need to. 1,000 minus 800 leaves you with a margin of safety of 200 products. Topic number 2, we're going to do Herzberg's Two Factor theory. It's a theory of how to motivate workers. A little bit different to theories that went before it, like those composed by Maslow and Taylor. Herzberg said that there were 2 different categories of factors in the workplace, some of which were genuinely motivational, some of which were what he termed hygiene factors. Hygiene factors were factors that if they weren't accounted for, if they were needs that weren't met, it could demotivate or disgruntle workers. But if those needs were met, they wouldn't on their own be a source of motivation. Whereas factors that he actually called motivators were factors that if they were in play would actually improve the productivity, morale and motivation of workers. Controversially is the issue of pay. Other motivational theorists refer to pay as something that motivated to some extent or the other. Herzberg defined pay as a hygiene factor. If it wasn't met, it could disgruntle workers. You feel you're not paid enough, it can demotivate you, but having greater pay on its own would not serve to motivate. Topic number 3, we're going to do market segmentation, a lot to get through. So we've got 4 different ways that businesses can use to segment the market. The first of which is known as demographic segmentation. This is breaking your market into categories based on characteristics. That could be age, it could be gender, it could be other describing characteristics. So demographic segmentation, or using people's characteristics to split them into subgroups. Second method, we've got geographic segmentation. So we're splitting our customers into groups depending on the needs they have based on where they live. So people in hot countries may have different needs to people in cold. People in the north may have different needs to people in the south. Third method of segmentation, we've got segmentation by income. Very, very simple. People in different income brackets or socioeconomic groups may have different needs from your products. Finally, we've got behavioral segmentation. That is breaking the market down according to people's consumer habits, why they are buying your products, so that people who are buying it on a weekly basis may have different needs to people who are buying it on a daily basis. Topic number 4, we're going to go pricing strategy. So we've got price skimming. That's a strategy where you start your price for your product very high and gradually as it moves through its life cycle, you reduce its price. Perhaps electronics would be a good example. Second pricing strategy is the opposite, penetration. You pitch your product at a low price and you increase it as you gain market share and it moves through its life cycle. We've then got competitive pricing where rivals charge similar prices to each other. Inside that, you're going to have price takers who look to other firms to set their prices, and price makers, the firms that others try to imitate. You've got predator pricing, which is charging a very low price to try and force rivals out of the market. You've got loss leading, which is selling some of your product portfolio at a loss to attract customers to your business, and whilst they're buying those loss-making products, they're buying more profitable items at the same time. With any of those strategies, you might also use what's known as psychological pricing, charging below a round number, 99p, 199, £999. Finally, we've got our different types of profit. Topic number 5, gross profit is your main profit figure at the top there. So it's where you take the revenue and deduct from that your cost of sales, the cost of manufacturing what you sell. But then if you then take from the gross profit all of your other expenses like your marketing costs, your administrative costs, you're left with what's called operating profit. Your final type of profit figure is known as your profit for the year. That factors in other sources of income not necessarily to do with the sale of your products, perhaps the sale of long-term assets, and it also factors in things like tax and interest that the firm may have gained to give the business the final profit figure that it has to interest shareholders. There you go. That's 5 minutes. That's 5 topics. We've done it again. See you next time.